really exciting. Kevin, you asked for a prediction, so I will give you one. I will say 2-1 for Fnatic.
And I'm going to go on the other side. I can't root against our IPL 5 champion, so I'm going to say Colwn takes this, but it's also going to be a 2-1. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting on Daybreak now, so let's go ahead and take a look at the overhead view here as AKM's going to run his way up to the front. You can occasionally land that super long-range laser there, but it is extremely unlikely. Usually never happens. You can see how you have to assault this high ground. It is a very defensive position there as AKM goes dueling one-on-one with Luxus.
Gonna hook around to the left hand side here on Iron Fist. AKM trying to pick up that shot down, not able to quite do it. Two defenders down here on the low ground. Manages to pick up one as they kind of stacked up on each other. That would have been a hard shot to miss, and AKM shows us he can, but EP with a great prediction rocket there. It's gonna put a stop to that.
There you are, well done. So already a round in the bag there for Fnatic, but of course this game always comes down to the attacking round, so we'll see who's able to snag one of those first. It can be difficult to directly assault the point here, so a lot of players will take a little bit more convoluted routes, try to pick usually the guy who's on the left elbow off first, and then if they can do that, they can start to work their way up to the super high ground all the way at the back and keep the defenders zoned out to the low ground.
Iron Fist, an incredibly difficult map to assault, heavily defender favored. Strengths is going to try to start breaking that down now, but he's already down in armor, now down 2 as that rocket picks him up. He did manage to pick up a kill on AKM there, but if he gets tagged once more, this round's over.
Ooh, a very close shot there as Sturmy had just peeked out for half a second. Strengths wasn't able to take advantage of that. That's good defensive rounds there. Colwn now going to be on the attack one more time as Wins steps up to the bat.
Wins coming out, and Wins is so good on the attack. We've been seeing some great stuff from him throughout this tournament. Can he get the first point on the attacking rounds of this match so far? He has thrown out a couple shots at the beginning. He's probably going to take this left-hand side up, as is commonly done, maybe the ramp, and yes, he's going to be assaulting up the ramp. We'll see if he can manage to pick up a shot here on, actually, he's going to get tagged from all angles. Quickly cleaned up, and a stop to that thanks to Luxus's good defensive rockets.
Yeah, and if you notice, Fnatic actually fell off the high ground a lot quicker than pretty much anyone else did. Oh, nice attempt there from EP. Set you back just about half a second, but it's a good way to try and get that early first shot out there. But Fnatic fell very quickly off the very top ground there to put a little bit more pressure on Wins, and it actually worked out masterfully.
Yeah, that was really, really clever. So now we've got EP4 Fnatic. Will he manage to pick up an attacking round? We have yet to see one. In fact, it's just been 3 defensive wins so far here on Iron Fist, a map where that's not too uncommon to see. EP looping around to the left, once again going to be hopping up, going for the low ground shot here on, is that actually AKM? AKM chasing him down, rockets coming from everywhere. EP gets killed midair. You know, every single person that's tried to come off of that ramp and run around to the left around the side of it has been shot. Every single person. It's happened 3 times. 3 times there's been a failure there. So I've got to think that people, they can make their way up to that position off just by jumping straight off the ramp, and that gives them the ability to jump rather than standing flat-footed as is necessary on that ramp, on that boost pad. Yeah, that's a good point, and you definitely never want to really keep your position stagnant. You know, staying in one position for too long, as you were saying, just standing around. But now we've got Luxus here on the low ground is going to be a little danger. Actually, Strengths, excuse me, Sturmy getting picked by Strengths there. Another nice shot on Yeepy, but not able to connect. He's got Luxus on the right. Yeepy on the far side really wants to make a connection here.
Yeah, there was a good trade, though, and that's the problem of not sitting up on the high ground for a while, is it does expose this, and Sturmy had a little bit more control of the map than any other attacker has had so far. He's going to try and assault this, really needed to pick up that shot. If he had landed it, he would have had an honest shot at this, but now it's just going to be harder and harder.
Sturmy coming in from the high ground, gets the pick, but gets shot at the same time. A good attempt there, but not able to close it out. Luxus is now going to be attacking for Fnatic.
Yeah, the last attacker for them. He too tries to jump up in the air. 10-centimeter miss, unfortunately, as that would have been a great way to start off this attack round. But Luxus still has a pretty decent run at this. This is a tough nut to crack. It's a very difficult position to assault. So Luxus maybe trying to give a different look at this and not use that ramp to the left.
Oh, it's going for a really quick attack here after a lot of the rockets were expelled, but not able to make a connection. Luxus quickly eliminated there, courtesy of 3 rockets belonging to AKM.
Yeah, and AKM's always off there to the left, so he has 7 defensive rockets, and the rest of his team only has 2 combined. But that's not saying that the rest of the team's doing a bad job necessarily, because AKM's been the one who's had all kind of the action forced on him the entire time, so he's the only one who's had to kind of step up and make those kind of shots.
That's completely true, as he's been holding the position that Luxus is currently holding down here on the low ground. Often the best defenders, you know, those best rocket shooters. We know Luxus has been kicking it up on defense, but Strengths has actually come down onto the low ground here and made a connection there on AKM. AKM trying to find a shot on Strengths, can't manage to do it. Roxy still coming in from Luxus and over in the corner as well from Yeepy. Trying to dodge, he's completely surrounded. AKM, I cannot see him getting out of this, and there it is, finally getting picked off by Strengths.
Yeah, he goes down, but he made a decent run at it. But we've still had a very defensive stalemate between these teams so far. Strengths going to try the 150-meter hit, misses, of course.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
When it happens, though, it's an instant top 5 moment, so it is fun.
He's going to run up the left, most likely here in just a second, waiting for those rockets, courtesy of Wins over here on the right-hand side. Looks like he's going to take a different route here and try to get a shot on AKM.
All right. Well, AKM still posted up in that L fence like he always is. Strengths going to come around. AKM has landed a number of shots when Fnatic members have tried to bust their way out of this without jumping, because you can't on this pad. And we'll see if he tries it right now. No, AKM misses the shot. A little bit better position here for Strengths, but he lost a lot of time.
Yeah, it's so hard going for the shot on that L fence because you get hit in the back from spawn. Actually, AKM actually was the one who hit Strengths there. Impressive. So he's managed to rack that up. There's the third shot, actually, another one from AKM. So he's racking up those defensive rockets with 10 already here in round 8.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's done very well. Like I said, it's not because the rest of his teammates have been doing bad. It's just because he's been called on so much more than everyone else.
He's the... what's actually, I'm forgetting right now, but he's the group leading the attack, if you will, up in the front lines.
Yeah, well, we'll see what Wins can do now to kind of break things apart. Once again, Strengths falls down to the low ground, not sitting up there on the very upper ground. That does give Wins an opportunity to try and assault all the way up on the high ground and establish some sort of safety up there. Narrowly avoids those rockets, and we'll see what he can do to try and close out this round.
Wins is dodging rockets left and right. This could be a potential round for him. Finally does get hit by one of them. Can he pick up a kill, though? That's the thing. He really needs one, and that's not enough. Luxus finishes him off.
Yeah, I mean, a very overall defensive stop here from Fnatic this entire time. 5, 4, and 6. See? Nope. 5, 4, and 6 defensive rockets landed, respectively, for each member of Fnatic.
EP coming up now, tagging a couple of rockets. Hasn't missed one quite yet. Throws a shot out to the right. Doesn't manage to connect with Wins.
He had an open shot there on Wins, but he finally connects with AKM.
That's
and
a good
AKM,
start.
Yeah, has been pretty much able to stop every single attacker from Fnatic so far, but he's no longer available. So Wins and Sturmy have to be the ones who do this. So Yeepy's coming from around the side here. This is a decent attack angle. He did have an open shot on Sturmy, but was a little slow to take it.
Yeah, from that position, he can take shots on spawn, but Sturmy's actually moved to the low ground, a much better position so that their defense is not able to be split in half. Wins throwing some rockets up, easily dodged over by Yeepy, but the goal is now live. Time is slowly expiring for Yeepy. He needs to get some shots in. Doesn't get tagged, but now he's on the low ground, and they can simply just stay alive right now, and he will not cap that point with 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's out.
That's right. So really nice defensive recovery there from Colwn after losing AKM so early on. That was a pretty big problem for them. I thought that could be our first successful attack round. Sturmy narrowly missing that opening shot there just by 25 centimeters.
This is going to be insanely close to see who manages to grasp the first attacking round here on Iron Fist. 2 rockets picked off by Sturmy. He's going to make his way to the left and head up, probably on the ramp, as we've seen many times before. One of the advantages on the ramp, there's kind of an area that hangs over your head, so you can jump and run out with actually using the jump, but he's going to go here for AKM. What angle is he going to take?
All right, looks like he was just trying to bait out a couple of shots and go for Strengths off to the left, but then he exposed himself to both EP and Luxus that was sitting around there and took 2 shots very quickly from EP.
Yeah, he did. He's going to go for Luxus here. Doesn't manage to connect, however, and that ends that round.
All right, so Yeepy actually stepping up with all 3 defensive rockets there. Good effort on his part. Luxus now going to be on the attack. No miracle 150-meter shot. I would hate to see, though, that this entire map, because we have been so defensive so far, come down to just one long-range 150-meter shot.
Yeah, Luxus tried to make it happen there, but is now going to be rushing spawn. This is always an interesting shot, but doesn't get the jump that he needed in order to make it happen. Suddenly rushed by all the defense. He's retreating, and the rockets finish him off. AKM with 3 hits there.
Oh, yeah. And really nice job on his part, again, being in the mix of it all. Was pulled off of his little L bracket fence there, but still managed to make things happen. AKM is on the attack now. He has an incredibly strong laser. We're back around to primary attackers, as this has been an all-defensive stalemate up to this point.
Is this the round that Colwn can take an attacking round and set their team with the advantage? We'll have to see. He's going to come up here. Luxus on the low ground. Strengths at the spawn. And you've got Yeepy over to the right. Going to go for Luxus. Misses the shot narrowly.
Oh, tries it again and actually just misses right around the corner too. So AKM not in a very good way here. He doesn't really have position on anyone. Strengths has already fallen down again, and Luxus and Yeepy finish up the rest. So once again, we've had no serious attempt at an attack round landed this entire map.
Yeah, nothing has been all that close yet. The defense so strong here by these teams on Iron Fist. Strengths is looking like he's going to slow things down substantially, connecting with that wall and going to halt himself there. But we've got AKM, of course, down here on the low ground. We've got Wins over to the right, Sturmy up top.
Okay, well, we'll see what Strengths can do. Primary attacker for Fnatic, obviously an incredible laser when it's on. Just not really had the opportunity to use it so far. No one's had that early defender kill that we've been looking for. Only AKM went down once. I mean, I think there's been a total of 2 defenders killed this entire map.
Yeah, these guys just do not let their opponents get picks, and it really makes it that they can play that trifecta defense, not let really anything happen. Because if you get picked early, now you have 2 defenders. It's a lot harder. The angles you have to take are not as secure. But with 3 players, you can really hold down the fort, and it's really been a great job by AKM and Luxus so far doing exactly that.
Wins had an incredibly close shot there a second ago. He actually missed by 9 centimeters from about 100-meter distance, so if that had connected, that would have been great, but he does actually pick off. Luxus off to the side and doesn't take an armor loss in return, so now we have a great attempt. He almost picked out Strengths that was sitting behind as well.
Now you can see Strengths has to rotate on the low ground. If he stays up and spawn, he's not going to be able to help his teammate Yeepy, who's over here to the right. So now Wins is zoned out to the left-hand side. He's likely going to rush it for the goal here in a second as there's 2 seconds left until it's live. Strengths manages to connect a rocket beforehand, however. That's going to make it a lot harder to capture the goal. Down to 1 armor. Can he get picked off? The attack round is saved by Fnatic. Strengths and Yeepy Wins. Almost got it, though.
So we're 8-7 now. I mean, we're basically at the very end of this map, well, as soon as an attack round is actually successfully landed. And it really feels like this is going to come down to whoever lands that first attack round. Whoever gets that is likely going to be the victor here, as this has been an incredibly defensive match.
Yeah, it really has been. Just preventing those picks in the early stages, as we said. And that one was much closer, I think, than the first one we saw, but either way, I think both of them have gone to actually Colwn, both the close rounds with AKM and Wins now getting those early picks so far. Can Yeepy finally get one for his team? He almost does.
He had such a great attack run around the back left-hand side, finally took a path that no one else had seen, but he gets Sturmy up on the high ground as a reward for his efforts here, so if he keeps these defenders split, he's in a really good spot.
Can he get Wins, though? He does. He's down to 2 armor, but AKM is really exposed right now, and he's picked off. That's an attack round. That's the first map. That's exactly what Fnatic wanted.
Yeah, and man, they went nuts over there. I was looking up there. They're very excited. A little bit of yelling going on, too, and I'm certainly excited for them. And your prediction's looking pretty good right now. It was a slow map.